welcome back. I've got something on my heart today about this whole G20 thing. It's been intriguing me and puzzling me a bit, bugging me even to some point. So I was asking myself, what is the G20? I've heard so much about it. What is the G20? Well, it's the club, I suppose, of the largest, the biggest players in the world. Started back in '99 after some Asian financial crisis that they had in the world. And today there's 19 countries that get together, including the European Union. And together those 19 countries make up about 85% of the world's economy and also about 2/3 of the world's population. So it's a sizable representation at this G20 summit. So they meet once a year to talk about money, about trade, about jobs, about any global crises that might be on the go at the time, energy, those kind of things. It's like a high-level board meeting, I suppose. Leaders of business, leaders of countries sitting around a table, arguing, debating, cutting deals, and sort of releasing joint statements after the fact. So good old South Africa, financially we don't qualify to be there. We don't have what it takes financially, the state of our country, size of our country, but we're a full member nonetheless of the G20. And we're the only African country that has a seat at this table. So the decisions aren't binding, but the decisions they make at the G20, they often shape global policies and investment markets and things like that. So technically, South Africa is part of the G20, part of the global big economy players in the world. But let's be honest, on most days I think we shouldn't be part of the G20, but of the B20, the bottom 20, where potholes and power cuts and public services go to die kind of vibe. So why is South Africa leading the G20 summit? Good question. Glad you asked. There's a rotating presidency that happens in the G20, and it doesn't have a permanent leader per se, but each year one member country holds the presidency, and that country hosts the summit, sets the agenda and sort of chairs the meetings that happen around there. And this year, 2025, it happens to be South Africa's turn. And for the first time ever, the G20 will be held on South African soil. So 25, 26 years now. Go South Africa, go Africa, I suppose. So what's the big deal? The big deal is, I don't know when last you've been in Joburg. Our country's a mess, our economy's a mess, streets are full of potholes, nothing works, and we've got global players coming here to see us. Also, we get to set the agenda as a hosting company, so I wonder what that's going to be like. What they're going to be talking about. Probably how we can give South Africa more money. Or let's talk about our debt relief and get rid of some of the billions of dollars that we owe foreign countries, etc. So the optics, the people's eyes are on South Africa, and it's meant to showcase our potential, who we are. But I think the risk is that the world's going to see how dysfunctional we really are, and that's part of my concern. So why Johannesburg? There's been a lot of debate, and I've been reading a lot of stories online, I suppose, about why not Cape Town? We've got beautiful winelands and scenery and the mountain, all those kind of cool things. I suppose one of the answers is because Johannesburg is seen as South Africa's sort of economic engine, as it were. We've got a lot more conference facilities, hotels, airports, convention centres, etc., etc. But there's a lot of grumbling because I think Cape Town probably has a better canvas for this to host this thing. Then there's the thing about the money and the costs of this. It's estimated that just putting on this show is going to cost South Africa around 690 odd million rand. This is a nightmare. Joburg is a disaster. Trust me, I live here. It's not a Cape Town by any stretch of the imaginations. We've got no street lights, we've got potholes deluxe, we've got blown up roads in Joburg Centre which have never been repaired. I know, I was there late last week. Sewage running down the streets, as I mentioned before. It's filthy in many quarters. In this suburb that I happen to live in, Sandton Fourways area, it's filthy, and it's getting worse. Anyway, the concerns are around Johannesburg's infrastructure, and dear old Cyril Ramaphosa gets quite shocked. I saw an interview or a state press release from him. He said, "Oh, really, South Africa is that bad, or Johannesburg's that bad? Really, I didn't know." Well, get your A into G. You live in the damn city, in an affluent area of this damn city. So what is the mess that we're going to show the world? They're coming. The summit starts on the 22nd, for the 22nd, 23rd of November. 2 months away, guys, 2 months away. I think one of the sites that's been proposed and likely to get it is Nasrec and Midrand, the Nasrec Expo Centre. I think it's in Midrand somewhere. This is cited as the big show is going to be held there. By the way, not just the summit itself, but there's also pre-meetings and prior meetings that happen around, that are hosted at the time, around 130, I believe, working ministerial meetings across the provinces and across the state that are going to be held prior to the main event. So the rest of Joburg, well, the rest of Joburg's struggling too, and this is where all the people are what they're going to be seeing: poor roads, potholes, wiped out traffic lights, beggars at the street corners, filth flying in the streets. You name it, we've got those issues, and they're going to have to spend money to fix this up, right? Because they've got to paint a different picture. Because these global leaders are going to come and they don't want to see all this mess. The ANC doesn't want them to see what's actually going on in our country. They estimated that just to fix the potholes in the roads, some say around 700 million rand just to fix it up. Gauteng has got about 97% of the country's potholes. Is that true? I wonder. I'm not sure. The locals are skeptical. There's a lot of hype around it. Who knows? But here's the twist. Donald Trump, Presidente el Americano, says he won't be attending himself. He's going to be sending J.D. Vance, his vice president, to come in his place instead. The United States Secretary, Marco Rubio, has announced he's going to skip the foreign ministers' meetings as well, citing disagreements over the solidarity and equality and the agenda that's been proposed. So I'm not surprised Donald's not coming, given the farce that happened in the White House some time ago. I mentioned before that there was a naval exercise going to be held between China and South Africa and Russia, scheduled for late November as well. Right, slap bang in the middle of this summit that's supposed to be happening. Like really, hit any user to continue. So, 2 months to go, guys. Joburg, will we be ready? Maybe. Will we find the money? Of course they're going to find the money. Probably someone's couch. Nasseril. What about us taxpayers? We're going to be funding this thing. The countdown has begun to the G20. Will the lights work? Will the potholes vanish? Will the money appear? The government always seems to find the money. Spoiler alert, guys and girls, it's our money that's going there for this crisis. One thing is certain: when the world comes knocking, South Africa always finds a way to shine on the surface. Just don't look too closely at what's behind the curtain, the reality. So that's it for today. Like, subscribe, comment. Love to hear from you guys. Stay well until another time. God bless you all.